Ministry of Sound. Ministry of Sound TV. Ministry of Sound TV.
Now you are currently living in America.
Yeah, I've been living in Los Angeles for 6 years.
How is that? How does that scene compare to the UK?
How does it compare? In America, they're pretty much up for it. I mean, all the big DJs are there. They're very much into the scene. They're very passionate about the scene. I mean, I moved to Los Angeles not because of the scene, because I wanted to move as personally. I wanted to move my career on. I felt as a DJ that I'd achieved a lot, and it wasn't so much a challenge there for me as a DJ. So I wanted to get in the film. So it meant I had to take a back seat. I had to put DJing kind of over there and really focus. So I had to commit, and you know, it's not all good living there. I mean, it's good in terms of work, and I learn a lot, and the experience is great. But you miss your family, you miss your friends, you miss the stupid things like going down a pub and stupid in one sense but great in another. You miss those little things that are dear to you and special. But I believe that I made the right decision for me. I wanted to get into film. As a kid I was always a fan of film, so that's why I moved there.
And been doing amazingly. I mean, you've now produced film scores for fantastic films: Swordfish, Collateral, Matrix Reloaded, all sorts. How is that? I mean, how is it working on a film score? It must be quite a different process.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's writing to picture and then working with a conductor. Because as you saw, you know, with the orchestra, you bring in a conductor and you transfer what you've wrote into with an orchestra into music for picture. So the process is completely different to writing your own record, and there's a lot of pressure, a lot of different kind of pressure, and you in some respects you're thrown in the deep end. You got to swim and swim fast, you know. So I've learned a lot through that process, and that's where the orchestra idea came from. I was like, well, if I can do this in the studio, I can do this live on my own terms. So last year I toured with an orchestra in America, and it worked, and I'm trying to bring it to England, but it's so expensive. It's because of the amount. I mean, in Boston I played with 75 people, so you can imagine everyone has to be paid, and it's a huge it's a huge situation to put together, but hopefully one day I can do it in England.
You've had a lot of different collaborations with so many artists. Are there any up there that kind of sort of stand out to you as being something that really touched you?
Yeah, when I worked with the writer Hunter S. Thompson was special for me, because it was a collaboration that was very difficult from my point of view, because he was a writer, he wasn't a singer. So what am I going to do, and how am I going to do it? And I sat down and kind of interviewed him. Really did interview him, because I was trying to find a passage of words that tell people that if you dream about something, that your dreams can come true. And Hunter agreed on this idea, so we came up with this track called Nixon Spirit. And I spent 2 days with him, and we had I don't know how much you know about him, but we had a really crazy time. He said to me, meet me at midnight and come to my hotel room, and I was really nervous. Why not 2 in the afternoon? Why midnight on a Thursday night? It's like, so I was like, okay. And you know, he put his hat on and put lipstick on and looked at me, and I was like, listen, this doesn't shock me. I've seen a lot more than that. You're going to have to do a lot more than that. But it was a wonderful experience, and I learned actually, took a lot from it.